Greetings, this is Jeff from Enjoy Life Traveling. Today I'm going to talk about some of the things that you don't know when it comes to drinking alcohol on a cruise ship. Some of these things are even revelations for me when I found out. I actually put a little bit of time from when I learned it to making this video because if Royal Caribbean's watching, because that's the ship I'm on, I don't want them to come back on any of the bartenders that I was speaking with. So I don't want to be clickbaity, and so I'm going to try to just be, I was genuinely surprised, and so if you're watching this, I think a lot of you are going to learn something. Some of it may be things you knew, some things maybe you suspected, but here we go. So the first thing that was that really surprised me is I was talking to a bartender, and I always try to get a rapport going with the bartenders. Some of them I've gotten to know pretty well, and other ones I'm getting to know. So my question was about trying to find out what they get in regards, and it just started out about tips, and the conversation went on from there. And what happened is that he had said that and I'm using his words, obviously there's some different language barriers, but he had said that they earn a commission. Now, whether he meant commission or he was using that word for a word for tips, I don't know, but someone that came from sales, I can tell you that word is specific to sales. And what that is, they get a piece of each drink that you get. And that includes the diamond drinks, but that also, they said they get a little bit less on the diamond drinks, but they get something. And then on the other drinks, that they are earning a commission for each one, package or otherwise. So again, that was his words. I thought that was kind of surprising that they get a commission on it, because that really leads to the next thing is that when they're doing this, they get seriously in trouble if you are overserved and get hurt. And so that's a kind of a fine line, because not only do they get commission, but if they try to cut somebody off, a lot of times the customer, and I've seen this, gets really upset, and that upset customer, will sometimes give bad reviews. Well, these guys, live on the reviews. If you mention them by name and it's positive, it's good for them. If you mention them by name and it's negative, it's bad for them. So how do you put that line out there to where if you overserve them, you're in trouble? Well, the trouble is that if you're overserved and get hurt, you're fired. And I've seen it. I've seen this not even that long ago. I've seen it. So try to imagine being a bartender with all the things that are going on around you, all the people that are there, and you're trying to do your best to figure out if someone's had too much. Now, if they are acting a certain way, if they're slurring their words, you can tell sometimes if someone's just completely blotto, but you can't always necessarily tell for everybody. And in the case that I saw most recently, there was a gentleman that got served. He was an older gentleman, and I'm 60. He's older. I'm guessing he was older than me. I don't know, but he's one of those quiet guys, heavier set, didn't say much, and was just kind of there, and you wanted the drink and nod, wasn't really talking. And so he got served. And I did bring this up, I believe, on another video. So I apologize, but the people that didn't see that, I do want to make sure you understand how this works, is that was one too many for him, and he stood up to leave, fell backwards from his stool, just lost his balance and stumbled back, hit his head on one of the slot machines, cracked it open, bleeding. Not like an incredible gush, but I'm saying he was bleeding. And so, of course, everybody rushes in, and I knew that somebody was going to be taking the fall for it because I'd seen it even before that. And sure enough, that bartender was off the floor in no time. And when I'd ask about him, because I'd try to follow up, they'd said, yeah, he's no longer on the ship, and they wouldn't really go beyond that. And this was talking to the bartenders. Obviously, they're trying to downplay it. They don't want the customers, upset, and they realize that some of them will bond with certain ones. Regardless, I've seen this, and that's what happens. And the other thing, again, I know that I've got some other stuff you haven't heard, but I do want to bring up. I've seen it to where also, if you don't know this, when they offer you a water, they'll say, hey, here's a water. I've served you a lot there. Just have a water and then I'll come back to you. And if you just take the water and drink it and then come back 15 minutes, 20 minutes later, there's a good chance that you're going to get another drink. If you start arguing with them, they'll politely continue to try to say that they're trying to help you and that they have to, take care of making sure that you haven't had too much, very politely. But if you argue too much, they'll cut you off, and it can when they cut you off, it can be, first of all, they're going to put it in the system that you're cut off, and that means all the bars, when they go to swipe your card, it's going to show that you're cut off, and that cutoff is often for 24 hours. So imagine having the drink package or buying your drinks, whatever, and you go there to get a drink, and that the next day maybe you got drunk and you were drunk at 10, 11 o'clock at night. Well, the next day it's 7 p.m. maybe, and you want to drink, and you're cut off because it's still 24 hours. So you got to wait till that 11 o'clock at night to start drinking. The other thing is that they can completely cut you off. So if you are belligerent with them, and it just gets over the top in how you're acting, they can just completely cut you off, period, so you don't drink anymore. Because when they know that when you get overly intoxicated, that not only do you get belligerent, sometimes aggressive. So these are things that you need to know as far as your behavior goes, and it really makes sense. I mean, adult behavior, but it is, common sense isn't always common. You know what I mean? So really what I'm getting at is that, can you imagine being the bartender and you're in between that point of trying to earn money from commissions, because you got to make money, and then you're trying to make sure that you get good reviews, so you want the customer to be happy, and yet, if they overserve you, it's going to hurt them negatively in how someone may put them in ratings, and if they get hurt, even if, because some people can't tolerate more than 2, and something could happen. So if they get hurt, they're fired. That's a real tough line to walk. And really that leads me to, because I didn't want to make a real long video here, but I just want to get to some of the key points I really thought that were interesting. And this next one, this is one of those where I said I thought you may suspect it. And that is, and one of the reasons I wanted to make sure I wasn't specific as to what bartender said what, because it's probably not something that the company wants out. But what they'll do is if they think that you've had too much, or because for me, I can handle more than most people. But if you're out there and you're drinking and they think that you've had a lot, but they don't want that bad rating, so what they'll do is on your mixed drinks is you're going to get the virgin version of that, the non-alcohol version of your drink, and they don't want any fuss about it. They're just trying to cover their butts, give you a drink that tastes good. A lot of people will, particularly if you have a bit more of tolerance, will say, man, their drinks are weak. Well, they may be intentionally making sure they're weak by giving you something that's non-alcohol to make sure that they keep their jobs, hopefully keep you happy and not overly intoxicated. Now, one of the things that the person I spoke with said is that there is a way to find out, in that when you get your bill, they don't charge you for an alcohol drink and give you something that's not alcohol. But when they putting it through, they will put on there, if you search, whether it's an alcohol drink or a non-alcohol drink, in the pricing and such like that. So there is a way to find out. But again, if you get this, please don't be angry with the people that are working, whether it be the waiters or whether that be the bartenders, is that they're really walking that fine line. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to put this video out, because I thought that was pretty surprising. And if you are someone that's a beer drinker, there's really nothing that they can do, because the beer, it's in a can, or you're drinking the Trulies. But a mixed drink, that's something that they can control a little more. And depending on what it is, sometimes those can be pretty hard drinks, a lot of alcohol in them. And so again, that's what they told me that they had done. I know that was done in just a matter of rapport with somebody, and they put that out there. And again, I don't want to get anybody in trouble, but I just thought it was very interesting and something that I think, again, you hear people say that their drinks are weak, is that they're just making sure that you're not overserved. There's really nothing wrong with that. And if it tastes good, it tastes good. Hopefully the goal isn't always to get intoxicated, but to just enjoy your cocktail. So anyway, I hope you found this video helpful and informative. Please take the time to like the video, to comment. Obviously, this is something that I can imagine some people will have something to say about. And if you have a question that, from what I've told you here, you're going, well, I kind of wonder about that. If you put that out there, either I'll answer it or I'll try to find out the answer for you. So again, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I always appreciate you. You have a good day. Bye.